friends, MD Vegan with a cauliflower rice today. That's one of my favorite meals, raw cauliflower. Here I have maybe half a head. Of course it depends on what you have, how large the heads are. I just take the florets and a little bit of the stems, not too much, because then the rice, I want to make it into rice, show you right away. Then the rice will get a little bit out of shape. So the more of the florets you have, the less from the stems, the more rice-like the texture. And that is one of the great things with raw cauliflower. Can you make it into a rice almost? And I do that with a food processor, with an S-blade. You can also cut the cauliflower with a knife on a chopping board. That's also, then you don't have the perfect rice texture. It's also nice to have it, but with rice it's really nicer. So you have a food processor, fit it with the S-blade, and then you make the rice in seconds. Now the food processor is really helpful. I have it for many years now. It's an old one, but I would really rather not give it away or lose it. So it's really valuable. It saves so much time, easy to cleanse, it's robust. It's really helpful. So I just put the cauliflower florets in there, and I could just process them, the rice in seconds, but you can make it finer even. You don't need to, but sometimes I prefer a little bit more refinement, because the cauliflower is known for a certain smell, and that it is this sulfuric smell. Yeah, it's not so nice. You cook cauliflower, for example, the whole house smells like this cauliflower. Everybody knows that. Chard in general is always the same fragrance. And that is a good thing. That points to there is a sulforaphane. That is something that the cauliflower produces, like all cruciferous vegetables that are vegetables that they have blossoms. They grow like a crosswise, cruciferous, yeah, crosswise, growing these petals, and they also produce this sulforaphane. Sulfur, that is this substance, yellow substance from the chemicals, and that smells strong, and that is here and there, and it produces that, and that is a very strong anti-cancer ingredient and nutrient. It's super healthy. Broccoli is very famous for that, and cauliflower too, and radishes. It's everywhere in these things. Horseradish, very high, and so these things are, for that reason, and they are considered very healthy, cauliflower, broccoli, and these cruciferous ones. So, and it has this fragrance, and if you put a little bit of salt and oil on top of it, I have olive oil here, that neutralizes the flavor a little bit, but just a very small amount, just not really to make a significant difference in the calories. It's very bad for the calories. Pure oils are empty calories, as they say, from a medical point of view, and that's not very helpful for the body. But it makes the body, it makes the cauliflower be much more pleasant, as is, if you do a little bit, just the smallest amount, drizzling on the florets, and a little bit of salt, also just a third of a teaspoon, not really to make a difference in flavor. Of course, it's a little bit nicer, but it changes this, it breaks this tip of this sulfur flavor away. Yeah? So you could eat this cauliflower as is, if you just want to have it like that. Of course, there are many ways you could make a cauliflower rice. You could put cashews in there ahead of time a little bit, because cauliflower takes only seconds. Cashews process a little bit longer, so you would put first the cashews in there, process, and then put the cauliflower, and then you have the cashews around the cauliflower, and a similar effect. You can do many things if you want. Cauliflower, yeah. There's I have a lot of recipes with cauliflower rice. You can watch it on my channel, of course, MD Vegan Cauliflower Rice. On YouTube you'll find that all these recipes. So now I process it. First step. Very quick. I can't take too long here, otherwise it's no longer rice. Yeah? And that's the nice thing here, that you have this rice-like texture. You see, very simple and super delicious. And I just put it into my salad bowl. You can't cook a rice that fast, you know, of course, it takes a second here. But of course, a rice is a little different. But you can also make it seem a little bit more rice-like. When the other ingredients you add to the cauliflower rice have a similar texture. Yeah. They are small, granular. Here, so I'll show you the rice again. Looks like rice, right? Really nice. And the other ingredients are a little bit granular like the rice. You have more the remembrance, the illusion that it is a rice. And there's a lot of, and it's very important in cooking to create illusions, because that flavor is an illusion in the end, right? That's tomato, that's corn. I cut that from the cob. You can also take frozen and thaw it. One thing to the tomato, this is not a whole tomato, this is just a seeded tomato, they call it. Yeah, you cut the tomato in half and quarter it, take a spoon with a paring knife and cut out the inside, the liquid, the seeds. You cut it out and you have only then the outside of the tomato. And then I cut it in stripes and in little quarters so that you have this rice-like texture assimilation. That's nicer because then you have not so much liquid in the rice. That is from the dressing now. I show you the dressing. That's the special today. But when you have the tomato like this, in many recipes they seed the tomatoes to have this effect, not to have it too runny. Yeah. If you have a different kind of tomato without the runniness, without the liquid inside, they call them meat tomatoes. I don't know what they call them in America. Then you don't need to do that, but fleshy tomatoes, they don't need to do that. But here, your regular tomato, I just seed them and have just the outside, and that is also nice. And then another 2 ingredients, 1 topping and 1 to make the 3 full, is olive rings. Olive rings, I have green and brown olives, and some pine nuts. They fit nicely together. These little ringlets, they have holes, and the pine nuts, they fit into the hole. That's a nice complementary effect here. I keep some of the pine nuts for decoration, just 10 or so. And now I just combine everything like that. So you have already the rice combined, and then in the end I put the dressing on top. I'll show you the combination. It's really beautiful to have this kind of cauliflower rice with corn, tomato, seeded tomato, and corn, and olives and pine nuts. This is also a beautiful look. See, it's nice. You could eat it like that, I guess. But today I want to make it special. I have a 3rd part, and that is my tomato sauce. So the main part is the cauliflower. The second part is the tomatoes with olives, and what's the third part? Forgot about that. Doesn't matter now. Now I show you my dressing now. That's okay. I guess that's more important. So I have a tomato sauce here, and I made it recently. It's very nice. It is with 3 kinds of tomatoes. So one is dry tomato, then fresh tomato, and then tomato juice. All together, you blend all together, and you have a very nice texture. Because otherwise, when you just blend tomatoes, I found the sauce separates. That means the firm parts float on top, and the liquid parts below, or other way around. And you have 2 different sauces, and it doesn't really fit into a dish. You can eat that too, but it is nicer if you have it like this here. You can watch how I made the tomato sauce in another video. The link, you find that under this video. I show you now what this tomato sauce looks like. I really like it. I show it with here some different recipes. You just put a little bit on top. It's a very nice tomatoey, fruity flavor. It's a little bit hot. There's a little bit of chili in there. Yeah, that is something special with this tomato sauce. But the rest, pepper and salt is in there. Little apple cider vinegar. The date is there too. So you find it, not too many ingredients. You find it on in the video link here. Just combine everything now. Looks very nice. So tomato rice is something in general has always been a favorite of mine. When I was little, I remember my brother. We were in the kitchen alone. Mom was away. We just went to the kitchen quickly and cooked some rice and ate it with tomato ketchup. That was just all we needed. White rice with tomato ketchup. Today I make it with cauliflower rice, a little bit healthier. But the tomato rice is something I really like. See what it looks like. I guess that will taste today not very good because the tomato sauce is really fruity and hot. That will make this very delicious, I guess. And of course, very nutritious also. It keeps for us from time to time. But eat this kind of cauliflower rice, whatever you put into it, afterwards I feel really complete. I don't have the desire to eat something else. Other dishes I have, sometimes I feel, a little bit of snack would be nice now, a dessert, something, maybe a nut to snack on or something. But the cauliflower rice really, surprisingly, seems to be very complete nutritionally. I mean, this is really nice in keeping. So food cravings or so, hunger attacks or so, after cauliflower rice, it's not there, and it's really very nice and gentle and pleasant for the system. I could eat cauliflower, raw cauliflower, instead of potatoes. Yeah, in Germany, where I come from, in Germany, people eat potatoes like nothing, and I could eat instead of cauliflower rice. Really, that's so good. Yeah. Okay, that's enough now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video. Subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube, have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.